with a full scope of theatre programming. The theatre was established within weeks of the 1976 Soweto Uprising and came to symbolize the struggle for freedom. During the apartheid era, the theatre in the CBD's Newtown area was seen as a creative hub for indigenous South African work and artists. For more on the history of the Market Theatre, we are joined in the studio by James Ngcobo, an artistic director. Good morning and welcome to AM News.
Bless you, my brother. Thank you.
For those who don't know Market Theatre, how would you describe it to them?
Market Theatre is a place that when you look back at a time in South Africa where there was artificial separation of a people that was going on in this country, was the one place of hope where the whole ethos behind the Market Theatre, it was started with an idea that it didn't matter what you look like. If you had a story to tell, Market Theatre opened its doors. And it has kept that culture throughout the years. And I really would say there isn't a theatre in this country that enjoys such mixed audiences like the Market Theatre.
Let's talk about the issue of exposure. We're looking at the Market Theatre having celebrated 40 years of existence after it was formed just a couple of weeks within the 1976 Uprising. And this is where you'd expect a lot of black youth to actually be going and expressing themselves and learning as much as they can, because there are very educational programs and theatre plays that are coming from the Market Theatre. But we rarely like a rare number of the youth taking interest in theatre. Why do you think is that?
Well, I mean, we're working a lot on it. It is a two-pronged thing for me. The first one is exposure. I really feel that we need to go back to the idea of introducing theatre to people when they're still young. Because once you do that, the curiosity for theatre and for storytelling is then embedded in the person, and they grow up with it. And then the second thing, which is one of my biggest passions, is for us as curators of the Market Theatre, we have to be brave and put on works that are going to woo the young people and bring them to the theatre. You know, last year we staged a piece called the Coloured Museum, which was a satire on slavery, but it had a very strong hip hop tone to it, because at the same time is you can't keep saying you want young people to come to the theatre, but in terms of content, you are not catering for young people, because people need to sit in the theatre and whatever they're watching on stage needs to mirror them. And this is my biggest passion as the artistic director, is that the Market Theatre has a great legacy. It's one of the most important theatres in the world. I mean, the second you leave this country, you go anywhere in the world, people view the Market Theatre as the national theatre of South Africa. And then so we have to, as programmers, understand that the country is changing, the country has changed, and my team will tell you, I keep going on and on about the metamorphoses that this country has gone through since 1994. And myself as a director, I have been directing such diverse works that say to my audience, I have a continental curiosity, I have a curiosity about the diaspora. The piece that we have on now is an American play set in Chicago in the 1950s. And we're staging it at the Market. We didn't adapt it, we're doing it with Chicago accents. And the pertinence of the work to contemporary times in South Africa and in America is frightening. And also it's been such a lovely challenge for actors to come into the play and play characters that are removed from them, to have to pick up that Midwest accent, the Southern accent. And we're getting houses, we're getting audiences are coming to see the works. But my point is, we just have to be brave as theaters in this country and not sit comfortably in what has always been done.
What would it take for the directors to get the bravery you're talking about?
Well, first of all, it's to just look at the tapestry of this country and realizing that how the country is changing. So when we write, we need to write with our eyes open to contemporary times, because there are still, there's been an influx of people that have come from all over the world, that have come to South Africa. And yet in our plays, in our television, starting a bit in television and films, we're not taking that on board, that finally we are a country that is part of the world. I mean, when you go to London, because of the UK being part of EU, you're starting to see a greater visibility of plays from Poland, of sometimes even French plays happening in other theatres, because the people that run theatres in London are now very clear of the fact that the UK is not what it was 20 years ago. There's people who are coming from all over Europe, and that changes the landscape of the country, and theatre should also be in sync with that.
So what does the market theatre symbolize, and what would you say are the highlights of the theatre itself?
Well, I mean, just unity is one of the things that I will say market theatre has always symbolized. And this year, we have really an amazing program. We started the year with a piece called Igoli, which was written by Matsimela Managa, and we gave it to a young director, Pala Pala, to direct it, to reimagine it. And we've got Raisin in the Sun running. John Gani is going to direct a play by Zeksimda called The Dying Screams of the Moon. I am working with Hugh Masagela. We're staging a musical about his life, a musical at the market called Masagela, looking at the younger years of Prayu.
That should be interesting.
Yes, of Prayu growing up in Witbank and in Alexandra. So we're spending a lot of time. We, writing. There's going to be writing new music, writing the script. But throughout the years, they've been iconic plays that have come out of the market. Woza Albert being one of the plays that introduce our narrative to the world. And the plays by Athol Fugard, we have gone out of our way to celebrate the writers from the drum decade, Ken Tamba, Professor Eskem Patlele. Next year we're doing Casey Motsitsi's works. And now at the market, you're seeing a visibility of dance. We're doing a lot of musicals at the market. I am wanting, as an artistic director, to take away this whole thing from everybody, where people still think the market theatre is a theatre of the struggle. That, for me, I'm taking that away. Market theatre is a theatre.
But are you not taking away the history of the theatre itself?
No.
That's what it's known about. That's what it's known for.
Yes, that's what it's known for. But what I'm saying is that there was a time and when market theatre had to produce a lot of those plays, that in context-wise, that it was a right time. And even now, we are writing and producing plays about the contemporary South Africa, about what's going on. But my point is, we don't want to concentrate on just being the extension of, entertainment is not a swear word at the market. I'm saying we will still do plays that are socially conscious, but at the same time, I want families to know that you can go to the market to be purely entertained, to watch a piece that sometimes doesn't even demand of you to think. Because theatre is it has to strike that balance. I mean, again, talking about bravery. I mean, last year we did a tribute to Maya Angelou. Last year we did a piece called Letters from Madiba that we worked with the Nelson Mandela Foundation. And so you are starting to see a very interesting movement from the market theatre where we are going out of our way to do works that sometimes happen outside of the market. I mean, last year I wrote and directed a piece that was performed for the 50 presidents who came to the AU summit. We were commissioned by the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. On the night when we told the story, we told it in 11 languages from the continent. Wow. I wrote the script in English, and I was sitting with actors from Cameroon, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Malawi. Yes, and so suddenly this whole piece was in Honda, in Bemba, in Lingala, in French, in Portuguese, and it just embraced. We're taking it to Dar es Salaam on the 27th of April. It's a piece that we want to take around the continent. And next year we're going to celebrate the 60 years of the independence of Ghana, and that's that continental curiosity that I was talking about. So we're just blowing up content at the market, and we're saying we are orbiting how we think, how we feel about theatre and we want the Market Theatre to just be constantly presenting a basket of exciting works to our
And
audience.
South Africans to be going and supporting you guys there.
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Ngcobo, thanks a lot for your
Thank you,
time.
Lord. Yeah.
That was James Ngcobo, an artistic director at the Market Theatre, which is celebrating 40 years of existence.